Hello everybody and welcome to the Binding of Isaac episode 7. Today we're going to play as Cain. Cain is notable because he's a bit shorter range than Isaac, a bit more damage, and has a lucky foot. Lucky foot makes you win a lot more in arcades, to the point that it actually makes the fortune teller a 100% chance to win something. And he has a shorter range as well. And I'll talk about this item in just a second. So basically Cain, pretty strong. Major disadvantage here is he has one less health than Isaac. One less heart, I should say. And of course the shorter range can be a bit problematic. You usually want to get at least 1 or 2 range ups going on. Halo here, all stats up, pretty awesome item. Overall, I'm a big fan of Cain. I think he's a really strong character. And wow, that's really good potentially. So again, these will only be neutral or positive. So luck up and a tears up. So I would say we're in a pretty good position, unless I die in this room, which hopefully won't happen. Okay, Eternal Heart. We bring the Eternal Heart to the next floor, we'll get another heart container, which is very helpful. I need to get some health back. Overall though, this first floor has gone pretty well. But we do need to get some health. So Duke flies here. Gonna summon flies. Should be pretty easy. Just gotta keep landing shot time. Make sure you don't get crowded by these flies. Occasionally he will summon the Eternal Flies, which are the larger flies that have more health. And you'll often see them defending enemies or guarding the poop from time to time. So that went pretty well. Obviously, the truly main disadvantage here is that you don't have the D6. So we got another luck up pill. Mom's Coin Purse drops 4 pills, which is pretty awesome for Cain. Range up, very welcomed. Full health, awesome to see that in the rotation. And tears up. So we basically got 3 stats up, 2 that are seriously substantial in range and tears. But luck up is pretty good too. And we also got this health up. So overall this floor has gone pretty amazingly. It's really one spot where the secret room could be, because I don't think it was adjacent to the cursed room. And anytime the secret room is adjacent to the cursed room shows you that. It gives you an option to go in there. So just 3 pennies. Not really worth a bomb, but there was a high chance, it could have been more. So generally speaking, if you can find the secret room in 1, sometimes 2 bombs, it's pretty well worth it. And there's an invisible value beyond that as well. In the sense that you could potentially get some really strong items. So we're doing pretty well here from a health standpoint. We basically doubled our health. We have really good tiers. We have acceptable range. I accidentally wasted a key there. Candle is interesting. What we need now, raw damage and sustainability. We have a good amount of health for Cain at this stage, but of course we don't really have much way to regenerate it yet. So if we can get something that will allow us to do that, we'll be in a good place right now. Our damage is quite good for this stage of the game. Can't complain about it at all. Overall, I'm very happy with how this run has been going so far. I'm just going to take this slowly. I don't want to take any undue damage here. Alright. Got a soul heart there. I'm going to leave that there for now. The basic reason to do that is, like, if you want to go to a cursed room, you can leave your soul heart on the ground and then go pick it back up once you spin your hearts. And there's a couple other reasons to do it too, but generally only worth doing if you don't have soul hearts. Like, the only time it's even makes sense, really. Okay, I'm taking a good amount of damage on this room, unfortunately. I got a little crowded in there. Wasn't able to kill the guys in time. Really good placement on that. So like I said, just gonna leave those soul hearts there for now. Pretty unlikely any single room here is gonna be able to kill me, and I'm definitely gonna go to the cursed room here. Hopefully this gives me some money. Range up, very welcome, like I said. So our range is pretty acceptable now. It's probably pretty close to Isaac's, maybe a little bit above. We know where the secret room is, and Guppy's tail, okay. It's going to give us more chests and stuff. I would rather spend a bomb instead of a heart to get into this cursed room, so that's what I'm going to do. And good amount of money, so we can actually go utilize that shop. We could buy the candle and the key. Candle, very good item. Oh, I should have picked that heart up. Oh well. It's not the end of the world. Just a little bit too fast for my own good, I suppose. So we're going to go buy the candle, and we're going to buy the key. I would explain what the candle does, but it should become pretty apparent once I start using it. This key will allow me to go to the item room, which is great. Again, another stats upgrade would be very welcomed. Hopefully not a space bar item, because there are very few space bar items I want to take over the blue candle. We got Ghost Baby here. Ghost Baby is a just familiar. Shoots spectral tears, so they go through rocks. Not bad, better than Brother Bobby, for example, but not the best thing could have gotten either. Not going to complain about it. I'm going to try and use blue candle in this fight. There you go. You can see it does a pretty hefty amount of damage. Pierces through stuff, and got a health up here, which is very welcomed. And it also consumes shots that are coming at you, which is very useful. And I could have used it better there. If I hadn't moved, I wouldn't have taken damage there. But, you know, not going to open that yet. So Guppy's Tail, I don't believe I explained it. It gives you, it greatly increases your chance of finding chests of all kinds at the end of a room, as opposed to standard consumables like keys and stuff. Now, what we're really going to want to find here is a source of keys, like some kind of a skeleton key would actually be pretty welcomed right now. I mean, it's usually pretty well welcomed, but it would be very good for us because we're probably going to find a lot of golden chests thanks to Guppy's Tail. So, yeah, we've already gotten 2 on this floor, so I could be using the candle a little bit more. There's no reason really not to. I'm going to go in here. Unfortunately, we got our first space bar item. This is Crack the Sky. Summons those beams from light you'll see on the Conquest fight. I'll show it off here just to show you what it looks like. It's pretty random. I don't like it too much. In theory, it can do a lot of damage, but that's often not the case. I'm going to try and get this guy in a good position to hit him with a candle. Could have been a little bit better, but, you know. There it was. That's a good one. So, like I said, you can use the candle to consume shots, which is very useful. Alright, I gotta be careful on this fight. I'm doing quite well for a peep fight, but alright. So we took 1 point of damage, and we got another health upgrade, and a deal with the devil. So we have quite a bit of health for Cain, so deal with the devil is actually pretty interesting to me. So we have Spirit of the Night, and we have Brimstone. Both of which are very tempting. I do not want to take both, though. I think that would be a mistake. Brimstone is very tempting, but the problem with Brimstone is I already picked up Blue Candle, and I'm probably not going to use both together. And we've already gotten a lot of tier speed, so let's just take Spirit of the Night. It's not redundant at all because we don't have flying or spectral tears, and that is exactly what Spirit of the Night gives us, flying and spectral tears. It's a pretty good item. We got it early enough that it's going to allow us to get some consumables that we otherwise may not be able to access, which is pretty nice. And Blue Candle plus tears, pretty good damage. It's very, very possible to kill the endgame bosses with pretty much nothing but the Blue Candle. It's a very good item. And usually if I pick up Brimstone and have the Blue Candle, I just kind of forget to use the Blue Candle, so it becomes kind of a waste, which is a shame because it's just a really strong item. It's actually better than Brimstone, I would say. Now the bad news here, kind of bad news, it's a weird kind of bad news, is that a lot of the sustainability in a run often comes from your spacebar slot. And the Blue Candle does not really give you that, at least not in direct sense. Gotta be careful here. Well, guess I wasn't. Alright, so unfortunately it doesn't seem like we're gonna get a lot of keys here. Which is a real shame. So there's a ton of golden chests on here, which I would love to open up. So because we have flying, we can go into Curse Room, basically half price. It doesn't have an entry fee, basically. 2 pills, not sure if I know what those are. Tears Up, very welcome. We're probably pretty close to the tier 8 cap by now, I would guess. Yeah, I'm almost certainly there, actually. The only way you can get past that is to actually pick up Cancer. Pretty much doubles your tier 8 no matter what it's at. You know, look for that secret room. Really need keys. That seems like it could be the downfall of a run, if anything. It's just this lack of keys. We have so many golden chests on here, which I'm gonna, unfortunately, just have to leave behind. I have no choice in the matter. So yeah, keys gonna be really good. Guppy's tail is a fantastic item, but it works a lot better if you can get a nice stash of keys going on. Now, I can make this room pretty easy by using those spectral shots along with my range. DPS at this stage is quite good, mostly thanks to our tier rate up. I believe the Halo actually does give a small amount of damage, but Cain's base damage is also, you know, reasonably good. So, all told, I'm quite happy with this run. As I said, we still need to find a way to improve our survivability. Definitely got some of that going on thanks to the spectral crap. Spirit of the Night, yeah. I was gonna find it eventually. Yeah, so I definitely got some of that going on thanks to Spirit of the Night. Flying gives you some survivability, especially on a room like this where I can kind of just cheese it. You don't have to run around. I probably have enough speed to just do this run in a normal way. Already we can see a ton of golden chests. Little Chad here. Actually a source of survivability, so I'm not going to complain about him. Actually, this isn't Little Chad, but he's going to drop Little Chad, which will give us a heart every couple of rooms. I don't know the exact numbers. I don't know if there is an exact number even. The blue candle does pierce, so quite good on bosses like this that have multiple segments that you can hit. See, pretty good amount of damage right there. So, Little Chad. Can't complain. It's not my favorite item in the game, but yeah, it does give us a bit of sustainability, which is definitely something we needed. It's one of the few things we were missing. So, it's not my ideal sustainability item, but it's not too bad. I prefer the Relic, for example, or the Miter, but I'm not going to complain about this because, you know, anything is better than nothing. And it's not like we're running on just Spirit Hearts, so. And again, more golden chests. Guess I'll play Judgment. Hopefully he'll give me an item or a key before I get the 15 cents here. Or just give me anything, Judgment, I would welcome it. Alright, Devil card. Decent. I can complain about it. Alright, well I'm just gonna leave him there for now. I'm not gonna leave the floor yet. I want to do a bit more of exploration. Is that another Tears Up? I don't think this is gonna do much for us anymore, but still. Devil card will give us +2 damage for a room. Very useful. Basically just gives you the Book of Belial effect for one room. Or, I mean, Book of Belial is always just one room, but it's a one-time use of the Book of Belial effect, I should say. Which is pretty good. So, found the item room. Still need that key. Have an arcade here, which isn't too surprising, I suppose. Keys are a definite sore point for us right now. Honestly, at this point, I would just welcome enough keys to be able to go to the shop in the item room. I guess I might as well pick it up. Goat Hoof gives us a like 0.3 speed increase. It's good if you need speed, but otherwise it's not really all that great. So this is one of our last chances to get a key. Though we can always go to the arcade and Judgment and try to earn one there. And that seems like it's going to be our course of action. I'm going to try and... I actually kind of hope the secret room isn't right here, but it is, so whatever. Give us a ton of money, which is very useful, because we're probably going to need to play the crap out of this Judgment, and perhaps the arcade as well. Alright, so I'm just going to play him. He's going to give me a health up, which I welcome, but I would have preferred a key first. I'm not going to complain, because, you know, health up, very cool, but need some keys. Hopefully the arcade here does me well. So we actually got a proper arcade machine, so I can play both of these. And because I'm Cain and I have the lucky foot, I should have a pretty good chance of winning both these. Actually, I have about a 50% chance of winning the skull game here, which isn't too bad. I believe that over a long enough time you can actually profit off the skull game as if you have the luck foot, which is pretty cool. Alright, so getting some keys going on here, which I love to see. I'm going to play these guys down until I get to 15 cents so I can go to that shop. It may just be greed. Alright, this is going to be my last spin. Some more hearts. I will play this, I guess, a couple times. No reason not to. Luckfoot does not help me on the blood donation machine, but it does give me money, and money is good. Oh yeah, X-ray vision, very nice utility item. Allows me to see the top secret room and the secret room and walk into them without spending a bomb. It's pretty much a direct upgrade over the Spelunker's hat, Spelunker's helm. I don't remember what it's called for whatever reason, but you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm looking for the top secret room right now. It will often contain an eternal heart. Not always, but it's certainly not unheard of. It's got the bloody penny, which I will definitely take. Bloody penny makes it so every time I grab a coin, there's a 50% chance I will get a half heart. Unfortunately here, we got the notched pickaxe, which is probably the worst. Worst shop item you can get. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to figure out what I was trying to say. So bloody penny means we can abuse the shit out of this blood donation machine, and I guess we're gonna do that. Didn't get a proc there, unfortunately. Gonna play these guys a few times. Actually, not a bad idea to abuse. Oh, got Skull. Pretty cool. Pill. Full health. Okay. Probably more useful than the devil card. Although the devil card is, of course, useful. 2 keys. So, any more keys I'm probably going to spend on golden chests because I have enough to go to the shop and the item room on the next floor. So, I'm pretty good to go there. Although, I believe there's a fairly high chance we're going to encounter greed on the next floor. Okay. No more keys, but that's alright. So we're going to try and pull a blood bag out of here. Okay. Doing good so far. Made a profit on health, which is nice to see. If you have the PhD, this is even better because it raises the amount of money you get from plays from like 1 to 2 to 2 to 4, which is pretty handy for this purpose. Makes your health much more efficient, basically. So as you can tell, we're pretty much printing money here, thanks to the bloody penny. Very useful item. Would have also loved to see the flat penny. Wouldn't have allowed us to abuse it quite like this, but it would have allowed us to get a large number of keys, which is very useful and appealing. Alright. So I'm pretty much just going to keep playing this until it either breaks or I get a bad luck. So it gave me the IV bag, which I might as well play a few times. Probably not going to keep it, but more money, more power. Pretty much. And it should actually work better than Blood Donation Machine because I can play it 2 or 3 times per heart, which is nice. So I'm probably just going to get the 99 cents and then be done. Because the IV bag, of course, won't break. But there's no reason, unless I get like really bad luck, there's pretty much no reason I shouldn't make a profit on health here. Unless I accidentally kill myself, which, you know, I guess is a possibility. Oops. So Bloody Penny will only drop normal half hearts. It won't give you full hearts, it won't give you spirit hearts, it won't give you eternal hearts. So you can't abuse it in that way, but it's still a very handy item. So yeah, we're good to go now, I think. or 99 cents. I don't want to pick back up the goat hoof because the speed increase doesn't really appeal to me. I'm going to keep the full health because I think we could use that a little bit more than we could use the devil card. Very tempting to open some of these golden chests, but still kind of basically just on the... Oh shit! I just realized I left the blue candle behind. No. Yeah, that's bad. So, I guess we just gotta live with it now, unfortunately. Definitely did not do that intentionally. Ivy bag is not really all that useful to me at this point, because there's not much I can do with this money. Alright, okay, I gotta stop taking so much damage on this room. It's real silly. Yeah, so unfortunately, blue candle, awesome item. It was actually turning into a fairly large part of my strategy, but sort of screwed that up. I believe that's Mr. Mega, which is a welcome addition. Gives me 5 extra bombs. Makes all my bombs have another tile of blast radius or so, and do substantially more damage. It's pretty handy. So our damage isn't terrible without the blue candle, but it was substantially improved with the blue candle, so it's not a great position to be in, but it's not a terrible one at the same time. I feel like this run still has decent odds, and we just got the compass. I mean, hard to complain. And a spirit heart, might as well. So compass shows us the tiles in the room, as opposed to showing us the full map, which is useful. We have a lot of ability to explore the map very quickly and efficiently now, because we have both the X-ray vision and we have the compass, so we can get around, take shortcuts, all that kind of goodness. Okay. Alright, gotta not die here. That would be kind of a silly way to go. So I believe it's pretty much guaranteed to fight Greed on the next floor, because he wasn't on this floor, wasn't in the secret room or in the shop, so seems like we're probably going to end up fighting Greed. And we unfortunately do not have any keys, and those guys just walked on the spikes, which is a little surprising to me. I guess I could just go fight the boss. There's not too much reason to just be lollygagging here, though I should probably finish the floor. Need to take every opportunity to get keys, which is part of the reason I'm going this way. Occasionally, the normal challenge room will have a skeleton. It's not super common, but definitely seen it. Would love to be able to open some of those golden chests because they're often quite profitable, and can occasionally contain some pretty helpful items. Alright, some money, some bombs, teleport. Teleports us to a random location. I don't believe it can take you to the I Am Error room, so kind of loses some of its appeal when you consider that, I suppose. Again, kind of bummed about the whole blue candle thing. It really is hurting our overall ability to do damage, I would say, quite a bit. I feel like this fight would be nearly over if we had the blue candle, so it's the run is hardly over. I mean, it's still a very good run even without the blue candle. It's just it was almost... Whoa, sorry about that. Accidentally kicked my mic cord, but it was almost guaranteed, I would say. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky about it, but that was an extremely good run before I accidentally got rid of the blue candle. I mean, you know, obviously I didn't do it intentionally because Ivy Bag really doesn't have much use to me anymore. Once I got to 99 cents, I mean, it's got very limited use. So, we got Cube of Meat. Fills up one of our 3 orbital slots, and orbitals block incoming damage and do contact damage if you run stuff into them. If you run it into stuff, which I probably won't be doing, but it's definitely something you can do if you're feeling a bit cocky, perhaps. And I had forgotten we have Skitol, so Skitol makes flies pretty harmless. Like, those are eternal flies, but they're black flies, so they won't do any damage. So hopefully we can actually find some swarm rooms, because they'll be really easy. Super envy here. Probably going to give us an attack fly of some kind. Which would be really useful. Well, not really useful, but it would be welcomed. A welcome addition, for sure. Okay, kind of making this room harder than it needs to be, but I do have a lot of health scattered around. So trading one, potentially one spirit heart for a an attack fly, or a chance at an attack fly, is not the worst trade by any means. He's not guaranteed to give us an attack fly, but there is a reasonably good chance. Of course, he gives us a pill. Another full health pill, which would be interesting. But there can't be an arcade on this floor because it's not an even numbered floor, so there's not a whole lot of great ways for us to abuse that additional full health pill at this point. We may find a blood donation machine just scattered around here, or we may find a devil beggar. Both of those would be quite welcomed at this point because, well, we have 2 full health pills. And we can only bring one of them, so we might as well use both of them if it's possible to do so. Of course, right now it's not, but it may be. And we found our top secret room thanks to Activate Vision. Hoping for an Eternal Heart or a Fortune Teller machine, both would be quite useful. And I'll be right back. Sorry about that. So, let's go ahead and finish up this floor and move on to Necropolis Part 2, or the Depths Part 2. Probably going to be Necropolis Part 2. That's just how the game likes to be, it seems. Not sure if there's like any evidence of that, but I do seem to notice I find Necropolis 2 quite a bit more than the Depths Part 2, which isn't the end of the world. Yeah. So, can't remember if we went to the top secret room or not, so I'm going to go back there when we head back that way, and I believe I'm also going to go into the cursed room here because we have a good amount of hearts lying around. There's no real reason not to. Unfortunately, we did not find a blood donation machine. Keys. Okay, help me out here. Okay, lots of pills. Good range ups. Okay, 2 years out, sure. Unknown, interesting. Pretty Fly, very welcome. Pretty Fly, another orbital, in the same vein as the cube of meat. Difference here is that Pretty Fly can only do damage to fly-type enemies, supposedly. I don't know if that's true, but I would believe it. It's Cain's Eye, I guess I'll take it. It's probably more useful than Bloody Penny. Maybe. Maybe it's not, actually. Yeah, it's not. Cain's Eye gives you 25% chance when you go down a floor to get the compass and treasure map effect. Sounds pretty good until you consider the fact that there's not really that many floors in the game when you really get right down to it, and it's very possible for the game to just screw you RNG wise and you never get the effect. So I don't think it's a very good trinket. Lots of good stuff on this floor though. Okay, finally got a swarm room. So these guys are all pretty much going to do nothing to us, which is great. This is the type of room we want to be getting, because it's the type of room where we don't have to spend any health, we don't really have to exert too much energy at all, and we can just get shit done and move along. Pretty much want to go to every room on this floor, and there is a mini boss, so we can go to the shop. I need to accumulate some keys, but that should be easy enough. We have an arcade. Boss challenge room is almost a no-brainer because, well, for one, we do have a full health pill. For two, there's an arcade, so there's going to be a blood donation machine. So I'm just going to work out the path here to the boss first, because I don't have a D6 or anything, so there's no need for me to try and efficiently use charges, so I might as well just unlock the boss, because I was heading this way anyways. Should rack up a good amount of health on this floor, thanks to the Bloody Penny and Little Chad. A lot of potential to get some good shit going on in on this floor. Just because, well, for one, there's just so much stuff on this floor. Just so many different places we could pick up an item that could really turn the run around. Gonna need to get some keys, but speaking of keys, there you go. And also, maybe worth noting, gonna go in here. There is a key ladder, allows you to cross gaps. We can already fly though, so that's not super useful. I'm gonna go ahead and just buy this out. Tears up, not super useful. Might as well buy this bomb. Really, probably not gonna use 77 cents. So, main reason I went in there first because I figured there would be a key. There's not always, but it's relatively common that I felt okay in my decision. I don't know if I want that. Speedball, I believe. I think it just gives you shot speed up. Shot speed up makes your tears literally move across the screen faster. It does not improve your tear rate or anything like that. In some cases, it's actually just a disadvantage because it can give you knockback and it can reduce the damage a lump of coal does. So I'm just going to pass on it. I think the benefit will be fairly minor, if there is any at all. I could just skip this room, but we're doing reasonably well, and we do have a lot of health scattered around the floor, so I'm not super worried about it. I don't really need the money he's gonna give me, but you know. Now what I could do is try greed farming. I'll show that off here. So basic thing there is you let him summon some stuff, and then you kill him without killing the summoned stuff, and then he will just respawn basically. But the problem with this is that it's honestly not very useful if you don't have the D6, because the main reason you do this is to get the item drop, and then you re-roll it because you have the D6, because you're playing Isaac, because Isaac is the best character. But playing as Cain, who's also a really good character but doesn't have the D6, so that tactic isn't really all that useful, except to make money, I suppose, which isn't a bad thing, but at the same time, you know, it's not super useful to us right now. Alright, so I'm taking a good amount of damage, but like I said, we do have a lot of health on this floor, so I'm not super concerned about it. I mean, I don't want to take damage, but at the same time, I don't think it's the end of the world if I take a little damage here and there. Pretty bad first room, gotta say. But we're gonna get back to full health in here. Actually, maybe better to not get back to full health yet. Just leave some of that there. I'm gonna start working my way down to the boss challenge room / arcade here. The goal is to get down to 1 heart and then to go to the boss challenge room. Hopefully we get something good there. Health up would be nice, but I would love a damage up of some kind, even a small one like meat, or a larger one like pentagram would be very useful. Or something with more utility, like the, I should pick that up, yes. Okay, well, kind of wasted it, unfortunately. This was a bad room to take damage on. This room is pretty easy, all told. It's just a little bit of a puzzle, basically, so. Okay, I'm just going to take more damage. No need to pick that up yet. So just want to get down to 1 heart anyways. This is a bit risky. Could definitely backfire on us. But I am going to have the full health pull in case shit hits the fan. Which it may. You never know. We will be able to get back to full health very easily. Oh, wooden spoon. Just a speed up. Very unfortunate to see that. We can probably play that down. Probably should, even. To be honest. Try to get a blood bag going on. Oh shit, I killed myself. I was trying to be fancy with the IV bag there. How long is this video? Looks like it's close to the 35 minute mark. So, let's do another run real quick, see how it goes. This video may get on the longer side, but you know, I may just die right off the bat here. Certainly possible. Well, wouldn't mind getting into that. The game wants to give me a bomb. Like I said, could just die off the bat here, and then I guess my efforts will be wasted. Key is welcome. Gluttony, interesting. Could die in this room. Hopefully not. Okay, it's a real possibility. I mean, it's not a particularly hard fight, so I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I gotta say, I feel pretty bad about that because that run was going really well. And that was a really silly way to die. That was the closest call of my life. Yeah, we had a pretty great run going. And it seems like I just made a series of unfortunate mistakes, including the mistake that actually killed me. So my trick there that I was trying to do was just tap the blood donation machine and then tap the IV bag. And then I got greedy and tried to tap the IV bag twice when I had half a heart. And that was a really bad idea. Champion here could give us a bomb. Pretty much our last chance to get a bomb. Which I would kind of like to have. 2 bombs, hello. Okay, razor blade. I believe this gives us a damage up but takes heart. So, interesting. I may use it on the boss fight just to show it off. Depends on what the boss is, partially. I guess I'll just open both of these. Was it worth it? I mean, yes, I would say so. And since we are getting quite a few bombs, I guess we'll just blow that up as well. And it was worth it, so okay. Can't complain. So I guess we will use the razor blade. I'm gonna try to find the secret room. Seems likely that it's right here. It is. Okay, and I can go to the shop as well. Gotta say, I like how this run is going so far. Razor blade is not a super good space bar item, but there are some good things happening. Oh, come on, game. Notched pickaxe again. Just to clarify, notched pickaxe breaks 1 rock in a room. Basically, it's pretty bad. Has some very, very, very limited uses. So I'm not going to take it. I'm going to use the razor here. It does take directly from your health instead of spirit heart, so do be quite careful. As you can see, it's not an insubstantial damage boost. It did bring us up to red tiers. That may be an effect, but it does seem to be doing quite a bit of damage. So if we can get a good amount of health going on, a good amount of health regeneration going on, we could actually make pretty good use of the razor blade, I think. Wire coat hanger, pretty substantial tiers up. Can't complain about that. Do need range. We have the moon card here, which will take us to the secret room, and I guess I'll go ahead and pop that. 6 cents, sure. Got a good amount of money going on, so we are going to go to the shop again. Got a good amount of keys as well. Pretty happy with this run, I have to say, so far. It's going decently well. Completely different start from last time, but still going quite well. But for different reasons, which is interesting. I like to see that kind of thing. That probably just takes us back to the entrance, which isn't super interesting to me. I'll try to take it slow in here, but get kind of cramped. Alright, just take it slow. Okay. Heart, sure. Fire. I'll break all the fire to try and get a little bit extra money. And we found the item room. Still want to find that shop, of course. And there's potential to find an arcade here as well. Which appeals to me. Man, that first secret room was amazing. We got like 22 cents in there, I believe. It's crazy. Okay, so this room, not a big deal. Kind of slow because these AI is a little bit annoying. First pill of the game, let's see. Health up. I'm glad to see that in the rotation. Stigmata as well. It's a health up and a damage up. I'm very, very happy with this run so far, I have to say. It's going quite well. Pin. Just going to go ahead and use my razor blade. I might as well use it. I've got some health lying around. Not a huge amount, but I also have some spirit hearts backing me up. So I might as well speed these fights up a tiny bit. I believe you can use the razor blade multiple times to get more of the effect going on. I don't know that for certain. I'm not going to do it here because I don't have that much health lying around. I do have a little bit. And there's some right there, and even more health right here, so... Looks like we're going to get a pretty tanky build going on here. Which I'm not going to complain about that. Stem cells also gives you a minor shot speed up. It is actually minor. It is somewhat less than most shot speed ups are, I suppose. It's like 16% as opposed to 30 or so. Which, you know, I don't like shot speed, as I've mentioned plenty of times in this series already, but I'm not gonna give up a health up just because it has a tiny bit of shot speed on it. So, unfortunate, but not the end of the world. I almost ruined my bomb there. Okay, I want to get that bomb, but I don't accidentally want to open that golden chest yet. So, definitely gonna go to the shop. No reason not to. We have a lot of money and a decent amount of keys. Well, one key, so you know, decent perhaps being relative. Okay, compass and a spirit heart. Actually had this exact same shop in the previous run, so guess we'll get to see if there's an arcade or anything. There's a mini boss right here. I guess we'll go ahead and do that. It's Pride. Use the razor just to make things a little bit faster. I've honestly never really used the razor blade, so this is interesting from that perspective alone. And the Empress card gives us the Horror of Babylon effect for a room. Horror of Babylon's kind of weird. It varies. It has like a variable effect depending on like how it's used. And I believe the Empress card may give the strongest effect. But of course it only lasts one room, and there's no way to prolong it after that, so we are going to go to that cursed room. More pills and stuff would be cool. Again, I can't overstate how useful it is to have health up in the rotation. If we can get a nice amount of pills going on, we will be in business. So Pushpin gives every tier a 10% chance to be piercing, I think, unless it's spectral. Maybe spectral. Can't really tell based off the graphic there. Alright, this room scares me a little bit. Actually, kind of looks like it is spectral. I thought it was piercing, but maybe not. Guppy's tail. Okay. We are going to take it. I realize maybe that seems a little bit stupid after the last run, but I think we can make it work. Just need to get more keys, that's all. I mean, and you know, getting a decent enough supply of keys to actually be able to utilize those golden chests is not the rarest thing in the world. Compass, very useful. Probably gonna go to that cursed room again. 2 champions on this room, and 2 very easy champions as well. So that's really good to see. Might as well pick that up because we already have soul hearts. Okay, just gonna take it slow. More golden chests. Guardian Angel, wow, cool. Guardian Angel, an orbital in the same vein as the cube of meat or the pretty fly, but it spins at double the speed, so it effectively blocks more shots. Not necessarily twice as much, but it is a substantial increase. And it also doubles the speed of all your other orbitals, so it's very good. In terms of pure defense, it's basically the best orbital in the game. In terms of overall usage, there's an argument to be made for the 2nd level cube of meat, but Guardian Angel, pretty much always a good pickup. Very, very, very useful against the Isaac and Blue Baby fights because they are pretty much the most bullet helly areas in the game. And orbitals help a lot against bullet hell, especially if you can get all 3 slots occupied and have a Guardian Angel. You will block a ton of shots. So finally got a key. It is kind of looking like we may have a key drought going on, unfortunately. Mom's pad. I'm actually kind of enjoying the razor, but we may take the pad. I don't know. It's an interesting decision to have to make. Mom's pad, I think it. Let's go see what it does. I'll show it off because I'm not 100% sure. Alright, it slows enemies, repulses enemies. What's the charge time? That's a good question. If the charge time is kind of low, then it may actually be a decent item, or relatively decent item. Not great, but like if it's a 2-room charge or something, that's a 3-room charge. So it's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's actually better than the razor blade or not. I guess, you know, it kind of depends. I am sort of enjoying the razor blade though. It's a bit different. It's a bit more risky. I kind of enjoy Cain runs because he's a very strong character thanks to his passives, so you can actually try out quite a few different spacebar items. While it's probably his strongest point, you know, sort of the problem with Isaac, I guess you could say. It seems a little bit weird to say, but the problem with Isaac is that there's not a whole lot of spacebar items that are legit straight up better than the D6. And I would actually say there are no items that are like straight up better. Some can be very useful, you know, the nail, Book of Belial. Those can be very, very useful, but I wouldn't say they are literally upgrades to the D6. So we go to the mini boss, which we might as well. Super Envy. Alright. Again, another chance to get a attack fly here, which I would welcome. Attack fly occasionally, a little bit criticized for not being super useful, but you can actually, if you play with it and you kind of recognize that it's there, it can do surprising amounts of damage. So, I mean, it's not a bad item. It really isn't. It does quite a bit of damage, especially early on in the game, like we are right now. And even later on, it's not a bad source of increased damage. Okay, getting a little crazy up in here. Gotta be careful. Ow. Still need another key, which we may not actually get, unfortunately. Just notice there's no more rooms on the floor, so this is basically our last chance to get to a key, which kind of sucks. Alright. No fly, no key, unfortunate. Alright, Pestilence will give us a cube of meat, which is pretty cool. An orbital, as we know, based off the last run. Pestilence shouldn't be too bad, as long as I just keep my distance here. Oh my god! I have never seen him shoot that many bombs. The most I think I've ever seen him shoot is like 5. I think he's got like a random chance every time he shoots a bomb to just shoot more. And so, you know, perhaps there's just a really low chance he shoots a totally ridiculous amount of bombs. And I guess we should try to look for the secret room. There are 2 realistic places. Well, not right there. Should have known it wasn't right there, because I'd actually been into the cursed room and I would have seen it, so that was a wasteful bomb. Oh well. Okay. So we can go to the shop on the next floor. Unfortunately, we cannot go on this floor because we have no keys. And I guess, you know, we may not be able to go on the next floor either. It just depends if the game wants to keep not giving me keys, basically. And it's not really even that I'm wasting them on golden chests. It's just the game does not seem interested in giving me keys. There's an argument to be made that perhaps it is the fault of Guppy's Tail, but I like Guppy's Tail, so, you know. If that is the disadvantage, I guess I'll take it. Because I find Guppy's Tail works pretty well a lot of the time. And there's a mini boss on this floor, so we will be able to go to the shop, which is cool. Alright, gonna get pinned in here some. These Eternal Flies, arguably a bigger danger than the Bloodleggers, so we need to try and keep them pinned down a bit. Okay. This room's kind of scary. Got a key. Very happy to see that. Would love just a solid passive. Okay, $3 bill. Not a bad passive. Gives us a random tier effect for a room. I guess I'll take it. Because it is passive. It is on the special items table, so that makes it a little bit weaker. Give us triple shot on this room. And it gave us spectral tears on this room. There's a ton of effects in the game, and I can't believe there are 2 golden poops on this room. That is kind of crazy luck. They have like a 1 in 100 chance of spawning or something like that. Okay, taking damage right there was pretty bad. Obviously, kind of hard to shoot these because of the spectral tears, and they have a lot of health basically for poop. All right. shit, it respawned. Oh well. I thought it would stay golden, but I guess not. We got my reflection on this one, it looks like. Yeah. Alright, let's go in here. Fight the husk. Again, just gonna use that razor blade. Can't really tell what we have right now, if anything. Alright, so just gonna work this down. Ow. Silly way to take damage. Should have saved that spirit heart. Oh well. Should work on a consistent nomenclature there. I keep switching between spirit and soul. And again, since I already picked one up, got number 1 on that room. My reflection. Spectral tears. Mom's contact. I have no idea what we have right now. Alright, this room is going pretty well. Might as well go into the arcade. Should have gone into the shop too, now that I'm thinking about it. Could use a treasure map, blue candle. Something along those lines would be very helpful. I guess we might as well buy it. So, Steam sale makes everything half price. So, items cost 7 cents instead of 15. It's not the best item in the game, but it's not that bad either. A triple shot on this room, which is neat. So, main issue with this run so far, I would say, is we don't really have too much damage going for us. Yet. Obviously, $3 bill can give us some damage, like on this run, but it doesn't always. It's pretty inconsistent about that. And other thing, sort of sustainability, I suppose. Don't really have anything giving us hearts. Just kind of getting lucky with soul hearts, I suppose. There it is again. Also need keys, like whoa, guys. Homing shots in this room, pretty cool. Actually, sort of useful against these guys because they move around. Sort of strangely. I could go to the mini boss. I guess I will. Super sloth, a razor blade, my reflection. Okay. Shouldn't really hurt too much on this boss. Should actually help a little bit. Super sloth can give us Bob's rotten head, which may be better than the razor blade. Probably not. Okay, let's just get through it though. Then on the side, didn't even give us to us. He didn't even give us. Okay, I'm done with that sentence. Magician, just homing tears for room. Not really better than the Empress, in my mind. Oh, I need keys and stuff. I'm gonna go to the cursed room. I don't see any reason not to. Also could use some money. Spectral tears on a room with no rocks. It's interesting, but pretty much literally useless. Sometimes that's just how $3 bill is, though. Alright. That went okay. Sack room, sure. Again, spectral tears when it's completely useless. Churn through this room. No problems. Alright. More golden chests. And spiders. So yeah, we kind of need keys, but the game is very hesitant to give me them, it seems. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know about this run right now. To be honest, I'm a little bit hesitant to say odds because it's a type of run where things can go really well, really quickly. Like it could turn around, and it pretty much an instant. We have a decent base. We have health up in the rotation, for example. We have Guardian Angel and Cube of Meat, which is quite solid defense combo. Crystal Labyrinth, interesting. Unfortunately, we don't have an arcade, which sort of sucks. This room may be a pain in the ass. This room is a pain in the ass. I should clarify, I suppose. Okay, just gotta get through it. And should be easy mode now, unless I make a serious error. Which I didn't. Cain's eye, already went over that. Pretty bad trinket. So this room, gonna probably take some damage here. We got Magneto from $3 bill this time. Which, okay, just gonna get pinned down there, lose a ton of health. Okay, this room is screwing me over. I have very little damage, unfortunately, so no flying. I'm taking a ridiculous amount of damage, and a lot of it's my fault, but this room also really sucks for our current position. We have very little range, so I can't really snipe these guys super effectively. Unfortunately, we did get that Necropolis, and still no keys. So I would say my... that was really bad. I thought I was just out of range. I would say my hopes for this run are kind of dwindling quite quickly. No mini boss on this room, so it's probably great. 1 hit from dying, potentially. 2 hits at the most. I've taken a ridiculous amount of damage on this room, and the last room. That, you know, can partially blame on the game, but mostly can only blame on myself. So, finally found a blood donation machine, but it is not really that useful to me right now. And a key that is useful. Well, if I don't die on this room, we have the item rooms. I could definitely die though, so let's not count out yet. Okay, into the first one. Peeper. Just kind of bounces around the room, does damage. It's interesting. Doesn't really change the game too much. It actually does a lot of damage, I should clarify. If it hits stuff, but it only hits stuff occasionally, basically. We are on the brink of death, so a little worried about that. Yep. Now we're definitely on the brink of death. Okay. Still alive, though. As I've mentioned, we don't have any sustainability right now. So we're pretty much just relying on the generosity of the game to give us some health. Which it's not. Again, though, can't really blame the game for that. It's pretty much just been my fault. Been playing pretty badly this run. For no real reason. I mean, we got a pretty decent set of items, I would say. I had basically 2 really terrible back-to-back rooms, so now I'm on the brink. Should have gone to the boss challenge room while I was thinking about it, and we're probably gonna die in here. This room is really a pain in the ass. Well, unfortunately, I managed to ruin 2 kind of good runs in a row. The first one was just silly. 2 very major mistakes, which I can't really excuse. This run, I don't know, just kind of bad play, I suppose. The last run wasn't really bad play per se, so much as it was just kind of forgetfulness and also just being super greedy with that IV bag for no reason at all. Like, there was no reason for me to do that, to take that risk, because I just had so much money at that point. It was totally worthless. But sometimes that's just how it goes. I really enjoy Cain. Probably gonna see more Cain runs in the near future, but I will be doing some more Isaac runs first. I think Isaac is the best character, and I feel like I can accomplish stuff most consistently with him. So, more Isaac runs in the future. May also see some more Judas runs as well. I like Judas a lot, but Judas wins are sort of hard for me to conjure up, because just a serious risk-reward character. Not particularly hard for him to die on the first floor, for example. Anyways, thank you for watching the entire thing, and peace.